Hey everyone, it's Sarah. This is day one of Marion Smith's 31 Days, 31 Challenges, 31 Goals challenge. And for day one, I'm going to try to make 3 cards right now because I have an order for 3 cards, and so I have to make these and get them done. So I'm going to be making 2 birthday cards and then a general non-specific card. And I'm going to start off with the first card. I'm going to start off with some craft cardstock, and it's an A2 size card, so it's 5.5 by 4 1/4. And I'm just going to fold it in half. Oops, am I out of camera? Anyway, so that's what it's gonna open up like this. Maybe okay. I think that zoomed out a little. So we have our card base right here, craft cardstock, and the first card, the person who's ordering the card wanted music notes for this birthday card. So what I did was on the computer I printed out a music note image that I found online, and I printed it out on some tan cardstock. I have it all cut out. So what I think I'm gonna do is, so I have a 1-inch strip of this. It's gonna go on there, and then the rest of this I'm gonna use to make a flower. So that's going to be on there, like that. And I'm also going to use some red cardstock. I just got a 1/2 inch strip so that it has a border on the music. So it's going to go on there, like this. And what I'm thinking of doing is I'm going to do a little bit of background stamping first. So I'm going to get a scratch sheet of paper to stamp on. I'm going to use this polka dot stamp from Inkadinkadoo. Looks like that. And I'm going to use some brown ink. I'm just using this, a la mode. I'm only going to stamp the bottom half of this card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay this down like this so it's easier. And I'm just going to lay my card on here, press down evenly, and lift it up, and I have some polka dots on the bottom. Perfect. Right now is I'm going to round the corners on the bottom of the card, and I'm just using this Fisker's punch. You can go through both sides at the same time. So now I have some rounded corners on the bottom. Then I'm going to attach the music strip to the red piece of paper. Some adhesive on there. I'm not going all the way because I know that the card isn't that long or wide. Okay, so let's see. Just let me add a little bit more adhesive. so that it gets all the way to the edge. Then I'm gonna take some adhesive all the way on all the edges. And just like that. And I'm going to take that and I'm going to adhere it kind of towards the bottom of the card. Just line up that side. I'm going to take my scissors, I'm going to cut off the excess. Just like that. So we have this as our card base, and our flower is going to go right there, and then the sentiment is going to be right here. It's going to say happy birthday. This holiday stamp from Martha Stewart looks like that. And it has a happy sentiment in there. And so it's attached to the holidays, but I think I can cut it off. So now I just have the happy and the holidays separate, which is fine. Okay, so I lined up my stamp on the acrylic block, and I'm only stamping happy, and then I'm gonna put birthday in some letter stickers. So let me get those out. I think I'm gonna use these American Crafts stickers. They're marks and they're just plain stickers in black and white. I'm gonna stamp it in brown. So I'm just inking up my stamp. And then just gonna make sure I know where my flower is gonna be. Just stamp that over there. Be a wonky flower. I'm gonna get actually, instead of stickers, actually I'm gonna use stickers. I take some white stickers. See how it looks first. I'm not gonna press them down all the way, just so I can see what it looks like. First. Okay, so I redid my flower. I didn't like how dimensional it was getting for the card, so what I did was I just cut some freehand flowers out of the music paper to look like that. There's a larger one and a smaller one, so I can layer them. They're going to go on the side right there, and then I have this flower-shaped bling, which I'm going to put in the center, I think. Take my brown ink pad and I'm going to distress the edges of the flower. So I was gonna put just a plain circular bling in the middle, but I think I like the way that flower looks. So I'm gonna also distress the edges of the card. And the reason why I'm doing this without a sponge is because I want it to be really dark and obvious. If you wanted to use a sponge to make it more blended in, you could do that too. I just went around the whole thing. I think I like the way that looks. I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive in the back of this flower and place it on here. And then I'm going to probably should use some hot glue for this. So I'm gonna let the hot glue gun get heated up. And then I'll attach that to that. So that's basically what the first card's gonna look like. Portion, maybe the border, bottom portion too. But I'm just gonna I think I'm just gonna do it on the top. And then I'll glue that down later, but that's basically what the first card looks like. A little close up. The next card. And this card is, the client wants it to have something to do with New York. So I'm going to start off with some black cardstock, and I'm just going to fold it in half, and it's same size, A2 size card. So, but it's going to open up this way this time. And then what I did was I printed off this image off my computer, and it's like the New York City skyline, and the Statue of Liberty is over there, but I don't think there's enough room to use the Statue of Liberty. Yeah, because I want the card to be up and down, so that it'll be kind of tall, like a skyscraper. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut my image down. So now I have a nice strip on this card that is the New York City skyline. For the top half of the card, I'm going to do some embossing. And I'm going to use I have this American Craft stamp set called Enjoy, and I'm going to use this damask looking clear stamp. There. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to mark a line with my fingernail so I know where to stop. Okay, so what I'm going to do is let me get my little scratch paper again. I have some Tim Holtz Distress Embossing ink. Just going to open that up, and I'm just going to ink up, and starting where I made my line, I'm going to do half off the page, then on the page, then off the page, on the page. I'm just going to alternate. Try to make it as even as possible, but I know it's not going to be perfect. So basically I'm making my own little background. And I chose this damask because I thought it was very luxurious, New York City looking, like a hotel. kind of get my white embossing ink. Just dump that all over it. So it looks like that. Okay, so now I'm gonna heat set this. Sorry for the noise beforehand. I'm gonna round the upper corner. Oops. And I think I might round the bottom one as well. I'm going to distress the edges of this with black ink. Just like so. So I'm just going to take some adhesive and I'm going to attach that to the front of it. So far it looks like that. And I'm going to stamp Happy Birthday down there. So I have this Happy Birthday clear stamp. Doesn't have the packaging with it, sorry, otherwise I would show you what it looks like. It's kind of old, so it doesn't stick to the block as well. But if it's not sticking, I usually just rub the back with my finger. And then stick it on here on the block. Okay, so I'm going to stamp that in clear, and I'm also going to emboss that. Get up. Oops, I put it on upside down. So then I'm just going to stamp it, even pressure. Take that off of there. Apply my embossing powder. From the inside this time. Coming from the bottom. Clear bling, and it's self-adhesive, and I'm gonna do a line of 3 up till the Happy Birthday that I just stamped. Like that, and that looks like it for this card. Might do some white stitching on the bottom. What it looks like. Got the damask on top, the New York City skyline, the Happy Birthday, the stitching, and the bling. Just like that. Okay, so that's card number 2. And I think my hot glue gun is warmed up now, so I can glue this bling to the center. Just gonna put a dollop on there. So I just glued that to the center of that like that. Okay, and now I'm going to adhere that with some hot glue as well, so it's a little dimensional. Okay, I'm going to fold, or kind of lift the petals up for the flowers so they're kind of dimensional. And that's what that one looks like. The last one is not a birthday card. The client just wants an extra card just in case she needs a birthday card or a thank you card or anything. So it's going to be a anything card. So I'm going to start off with some craft cardstock, A2 size again. and close like this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take some I don't know what paper this is, but when I ordered from 2 Peas in a Bucket for my basic grade pads, they sent me this little extra. And if any of you guys know what paper it is, it has like cars and buses, and it has a map and things over here. But anyways, I'm going to use some of the non-specific ones, like this stripe. Yeah, so I just took a bunch of those patterns out. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut some different size strips. You've probably seen this technique before. And then I'm going to lay them diagonally on the bottom half of this card. Move that out of the way. I'm going to unplug my hot glue gun so it doesn't overheat. Okay, so I'm just going to take these, I'm going to do different size strips. But, okay, so there's still a little bit showing on this corner, right? But I'm just going to take some of the excess that I cut off and use that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim this off. So trim all of the excess.